Hi friends, I'm Sharif Lalom. Now let's talk about how to create MBR partition and creating file system and mounting the file system. Now let's talk and see. At first we know that what is MBR, what is GPT. The difference between the MBR and GPT: the MBR meaning master boot recorder and GPT meaning GUID partition table. The MBR partition is supported the BIOS. The basically MBR maximum 2 TB support and the maximum file partition is 4. Then 3 is the primary partition and 1 partition is extended. Then under extended then can use the logical volume. The maximum logical volume is 15. The UEFI is supported GPT. The UEFI is the maximum 128 partition and maximum supported up to 8 exabyte, and GPT is use 64-bit logical addresses. So now let's create a MBR partition. So follow now. At first open a new terminal. Then we added a extra hard disk. Then we see added the create a partition is command. Now everything is optional. Then we can see that our partition, this hard disk is 2 hard disks is attached is ASCII. Then first hard disk is 3 partition, then partition 1, partition 2 and partition 3, and second hard disk is B on is on partition is created. Now we work at my MBR partition to hard disk number 2. Now so let's follow now. Hard disk option, device related to all file is stored. Now dev, so dev SDA SATA hard disk is B is number 2. Then enter now. Then we see that command is now help menu is press M. Now press M, enter now. Then we see follow the when we create a new partition, click add to N. So press N. Okay, that we see that our partition is already created. One partition is MBR. Then we can create a 3 free partition. The one partition is extended complete, then extended is under is 15 logical volume. Then we create a basic primary partition. So is default partition is, if we select the extended then click E, and if we click P then the primary partition. So we can create a primary partition. So let's default, clicks P, press P, the OK, enter now. Then we can see the default partition is 2. Now we can create a default partition is number 2, click 2 or enter now. Go is default full space is now belong the OK, enter now. The partition is size now. The partition is size now. To add how many the partition is size, now click plus the size is partition 10 GB. The GB meaning we can see that KBM is megabyte and G is called gigabyte. So press capital G and then enter now. Then we can see that partition 2 is the Linux file system 10 GB is set now. The save now is called W. Then save now and exist. Okay, now we can start this partition, reboot or command part pro tab. Part pro, then device is D B. Okay, enter now. The part pro command is running, that if then we must be restart or reboot our computer or machine. So let's go. We can see our partition, that the F disk option L, then we can see that our disk number fdisk is created. And the partition 2 is not a file system. Now when we use our partition to be must be on the file system, now we know that our file system is Windows file system is know that FAT32, FAT, XFAT, and latest update is REFS. But Linux is file system, so we know that Linux file system is more use XFS, and other partition is now this is follow now the XFS file system is the FS file system is extension of the file system of the performance of 64-bit, and the journaling the file system is supported XFS. Now Red Hat 7 is used the XFS is default file system, the 634-bit file system and the 64 terabyte the exabyte, and the file system is other X4 ext4. Thus this file system is the 4 extra extended file system. It is the introduced in 2008. This is maximum individual the file system is 6 terabyte. The we can difference between the XFS file system and ext file system. Now we go to our machine. So we now at last our file system is now XFS file system. So our command is mkfs.file system is now file system is XFS, then option force F, whose file system is now dev sda db. The file system is partition number is 2. So click enter now. Then its file system is belongs to the when we see our file system is now when the command is following this file is the see that the Linux file system, and the otherwise this file system is not accessible. When this file system is permanently or mounting, this file system can be accessed. So this file system, when we see this command is used now, bl kid is see this specific the command now dev sdb2. So this command is file system is XFS, and this ID is create generated now. When this partition is accessible all time and permanently, this ID is copy now. So this ID is copy. Okay, now we know that vim etc fs tab is belonging to stay. The default file system ID is generated. When we put our file system is set, we click insert mode, I down arrow and enter now. We set our ID when we terminal is now the easy now ID now set uid and equal to or copy, then paste now this ID is root, then the file system is XFS, then default default 0 space 0. Now save now, clone X, then enter now. So our terminal is short now. Now completing the, and now command is pressed now, mount option A. This is called permanently is created. Mount command and then mounting, then use this hard disk. So we can see hell is clear now. Then we can see that completing the mounting, fdisk option L, then we see that disk is already completing. The if we delete our partition, so it must be delete the FS tab, then partition is delete now. So we can see that how to delete our partition. The next video we will discuss the how to delete our extra MBR disk partition exists now. Thank you.